What a get. 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 This is amazing right here.
Pinch. All right, everyone, welcome to Beyond the Court, episode 76. I'm going to get right to it and bring in our very own Leo Vasquez. Leo, what's up, buddy? It's been a long time, man. It's been a minute.
Well, it kind of has. I mean, we've both been busy doing streaming and matches and tournaments. But it's been a while since we've actually sat down and had guests, surprise guests. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight for sure.
Speaking of, we have a full slate. We're going to start with our surprise guest, our last minute guest, which is pretty damn cool for everyone. Not yet. But who do we have tonight? Tell me, what do we got going on?
Well, first of all, we got to get a couple things out of the way. First of all, no Simone. Most important.
This is painful. I'm already a little nervous.
Because it's you and I tonight.
All right.
So we're going to be sharing Simone's duties. Unfortunately, just no Simone tonight. So, we're going to see if we can get through it without her. But, yeah, we'll see what we can do. Also, we got to make sure we share it. See, these are the things that Simone usually does. So before the room starts to fill up, everybody grab your device. I'm used to Simone being in my ear going, pick up your phone right now and show everybody that you're sharing it. But I'm going to do it right now. So that you do the same.
Our guests in the green room, you can do it. You can share it.
Let's share the feed. And also, look, part of the reason that Simone isn't with us tonight is, support.
Simone's expensive.
Yeah, she is. So if you want, you can support the show. Go to Venmo @SudsEM and let's get Simone back. All right. Okay, I shared it. Feel free to share it to groups. Share it to all the groups that you're in because we got some big guests tonight.
Who are they, man? It's been 5 months since an official episode. We've been live. We've been doing things. We've been busy. But I want to know who our guests are. Don't tell me about the surprise guest, the first one coming in.
We're going to hear from the captain tonight, Rick Bernstein, Florida Racketball, still doing it big. We're going to hear from Rick tonight. He's going to give us a nice recap of his event and then what's next for him and his crew. And then we get to hear from Erika Manilla. A lot of people have been wondering, what's going on with her. How's her therapy, her rehab going? She's also part of the junior national event that's coming up. So hopefully she can give us all kinds of updates. And then we're going to hear from the man in San Antonio, went down and played at the LPRT battle at the Alamo. Kane is going to be on the show tonight. So I did not say who the surprise guest was. Maybe some people in the chat can guess.
Yeah, I like when you engage everybody in the chat and see who they can surprise. Who do you think it is, everyone? I have, we have that Treasure Coast Ballers group, and there was some guesses flying around in there. So why don't we do this, Leo? Because I know we are on a tight schedule as far as each guest. We have 4 guests. We want to make sure everybody gets their time to speak. I'm super excited about tonight. It's been too long. We've been super busy. We got a lot going on in our life, as some of you know. All good stuff, though, exciting stuff. We'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll bring in our first guest. What do you think about that?
Put it in the comments. One guess.
Don't move.
Who is
We'll
it?
be right back with
Male
that
or
guest.
female?
I could tell you this, they hit harder than most of you watching. Don't move. Are we ready? That's a catchy song. I like
Was
that
that the
song.
guest?
No, but here comes our guest. Final guesses. Let's welcome Maria Jose Vargas. Hola, Mari.
Hi, Sexy. Hi, Leo. How are you?
Amp is here.
Mari, are you a little bit nervous about, Maria speaks very good English, for those of you that don't know, but Spanish is my second language. So when you don't have full confidence in it, sometimes you're a little uncomfortable. But Mari, don't be uncomfortable. You're with me, Leo. We're just chilling. A couple of things going on. It's been a long time. You've been kicking ass. So, we're looking forward to hearing from you.
Yes, I feel really nervous because I don't speak English really well, but I want to try my best, no?
Are you still smiling from San Antonio?
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good win. The semifinal is really close, and the final is really close, no?
Yeah. Yeah. Who was your toughest opponent? Was it more of the final or more of the semi for you? Which one was harder?
Both is really harder.
Yeah.
I think maybe the top game, maybe the final, no? Is because play for the number one, no? Monse and me for the playing for the spot.
Mm-hmm. What was the best part about Monse? What was she doing really good?
The serve.
Her serve.
Me too. Ball.
Yeah.
It's a
No, you're
competition. Who has the best serve? I think.
There's no doubt in my mind, Mari, you're the best server right now in women's racquetball, one of the best in all of racquetball. But, Leo, that's a great question. I want to know, Mari, forget about the result. For you, who is the most difficult in your mind mentally? Who do you go in? Maybe the confidence is a little bit less, or maybe you think more of all the players you're competing with right now. Who's one player that you think of when I say that?
Now, I don't want to tell you. It's a secret.
Love that. I love that. You'll tell me when you get here, right? You'll tell me later, and then I won't tell anybody.
I told you a secret. No, in a life.
I totally respect that, and our guest later will also, as Erika Manilla is coming in. So, all right, then I'll ask you this. You're a mom. You don't have one child. You don't have two. Leo, Mari's got 3 kids. So this is a 2-part question. You've been playing amazing since you're back from your 3rd child, Leo. And, are there any plans to have another one? And what the hell makes you play so good after 4 kids? 3 kids.
If I start losing, I get another one. No, I don't know. I think the key is I start enjoying more the game when I'm going into the court. I don't think nothing, no strategy. I'm going enjoy and play with the heart. I don't know.
I want to read a comment from Richard. He says, Maria Jose Vargas is one of the most aggressive players out there. She always goes for the offensive shot. Would you agree?
I really agree because I don't want a defense, only I want attack. Taxi told me attack, attack, attack. I
Trust me.
listening. I love attack. I never defend. No, I try no defense.
Yeah, yeah. For those of you that want to know a little bit more about Maria, I call her Mari, but Maria, she's aggressive like that. As soon as she wakes up, it's fun. She wakes up in the house and it's go go go.
Do a race,
So
gringo. Do you remember?
I do. Well, Leo, it's funny. She wakes up and she tells me, "Come on, let's race." I haven't raced like outside in the street since I was a
Oh,
kid
you
in
ran
New
up.
York. Yeah, no, she really wanted fully a race. But we won't talk about who won that because, you know, it's all right. We could leave
I
it.
win the
It was
race.
a race.
No, no.
Oh, Marty, what's next for you? What's your next event?
South Carolina in 3 weeks, I think so. It's the Grand Slam. It's a good tournament, big tournament.
So, since you've become number one in the world, numero uno del mundo, do you feel any more pressure? Do you like it? Is it the same? Or what do you think?
Of course, I love it because it's my dream when was a little one. It's a hard way because take me maybe 12 years after my third baby. I can do it. I see now enjoy and play. Still Maria Vargas. No change nothing. No.
When when this is all said and done, Maria, and the career is over, but in the moment now, do you think about still making your kids proud? Do you want your kids to know, whether it's now or 5 years or 10 years, that, their mom was, the best player in the world. She gave it her all. She played her best and she won. Does that still sit with you now? Are you trying to, have those thoughts in your head when you're playing?
Yes, I want still playing a long time too because I want my Maria Victoria and Leo and Leo and Julian watch me playing and maybe he wanna play another sport. I I'm going with him. It's a it's a good for the kids, no? Watch the mother number one and still playing after the kids and enjoy more because I am really happy with my family now. And my husband too. My husband is, for me, is the best. He every time tell me play, enjoy the life, and he never told me don't play more. I think my husband is the key in this world, no? Too.
Pablo is a
Well
good
said.
man. Pablo, if you're
Pablo
listening,
is a good man.
he's
Cheers,
a
Pablo.
good. Pablo is
Cheers,
awesome.
Pablo.
There's no doubt about that. Marty, yeah, Marty. So if you don't know, he's so good. Maria has a racquetball court in her house. Do the kids play with you? Because I know you're always on the court out there. Do they get out there with you?
Of course, everybody want there in the court, but Maria Victoria start playing tennis. She wanna dancing. I'm not sure, but she wanna dancing. Maybe she changed the mind in a couple months, but now she wanna dancing and she's still playing tennis.
I don't know if you're a dance mom, Marty. I don't know if that's a good
Me?
idea. Leo, what
No,
do you
me
think?
too.
I
I
don't
don't
know if Marty's a good dance mom. That's not
know.
that's not her thing.
Maybe it came
Only
from Pablo.
racquetball, man.
Pablo be the
Some
dance dad.
something more aggressive. Well, Marty, we don't want to keep you too long. We know obviously you're with the family. Are you in Bolivia now or Argentina?
Now I'm in Argentina for a couple days, 2 days.
Can we ask what's going on? What are you doing down there? Because you live in Bolivia, so you're in
Yeah.
Argentina. What are you doing down there?
Uh, I'm coming today because for a visit a doctor and that's it.
How long's the flight to visit a doctor?
No, from Santa Cruz from Argentina, 3 hours.
So Bolivia. Oh, okay, that's not terrible. That's not
Yeah,
3
it's
hours.
good.
Must be a good
My
doctor.
flight to San Antonio is terrible.
All right, wait. Leo, let's ask what people want to know. Maria, it's so weird saying Maria to you. Mari, when you come to the United States, what's your favorite food? What do you like to get more than anything that you can't get in Bolivia?
I love Go Target and Astro Soup.
Astro Soup. Astro Soup's an inside joke. I'll tell it real quick. We went to Panera and we're in the drive-thru. It's myself, it's Veronica, and Maria's in the back seat. Leo, I don't know if you know this story. And we pull up to Panera, and Madi, who's been to the United States countless times at that point in Panera all the time.
I love Panera.
I said, well, what do you want? She goes, I want Astro Soup. I go, Astro Soup? I go, what the hell is that? She's like, gringo, order the Astro Soup. It's good. It's what I get all the time. You know, it's orange, and we're going a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of English. So after about 30 seconds, she convinces me 100% that there's some Astro Soup at Panera. I actually order the Astro Soup. I tell the girl, I need a bowl of Astro Soup.
Give her the fucking Astro Soup.
That's exactly what I said. I said, just give her maybe a little vulgarity, Astro Soup. And turns out, by the way, fast forward, she was talking about butternut squash soup. I have no idea how she got Astro. I could tell you that the breakdown is probably because it says autumn butternut squash. And I'm sure that at some point somebody said that to Mari and she remembered autumn, but instead of autumn, it came out Astro. There you have it. That's probably exactly what happened.
Had to have been there.
All right. Anyway, yeah, thanks, Leo. I got that. Yeah, Leo, you want to close it out?
Sexy house in United States.
What was that?
I love going to the Sexy house in United States.
When is she coming for another visit?
It's really Veronica's house, but whenever she wants, Veronica gives her open door policy. Me, I need a little bit of notice because when she gets Starbucks, it's over. All right, I'm going to leave it with this. Leo, you're going to close out Madi. Otherwise, I'm going to keep going. So, Madi, I'll talk to you later, probably in a text at some point with Veronica. But thank you so much for coming on. Hugs and kisses to the kids. Hello to Pablo. And Leo, go ahead.
Yo, thank you, Maria. Before we let you go, is there anybody you want to say hi or thank you? Are the kids watching?
No, the kids not here.
Yeah. They better be in bed.
Okay, but thank you, Sexy. Thank you, Vero, and thank you, Leo, and see you next time.
Madi, we'll see you soon. You did great. Great English. Talk to you in a little bit. Thank you.
Good night.
All right, Leo, let's take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with Super Rick. Don't move, everybody. We're getting there.
No Simone. Who's going to do the commercial?
All right, that was a cool commercial. I like that. Are we bringing in Rick Bernstein?
When is that?
MLR?
Yeah.
When everything is right. All T's are crossed, I's are dotted, boxes are checked. That's when it is. We're not rushing anything. Talk more about that later. All right.
Nice.
Let's bring him in, Leo. You're in charge of this one with no Simone.
Yeah. Let's see if we can. Before we bring him in, let's tell people why we don't have Simone. If you want to support the show, go to Venmo @SudsEM. But yeah, we want to bring the captain in. You guys have heard about it. It sells out every year in record fashion. And let's go ahead and get right in and bring him in. Rick, can you hear us?
Hear you fine. How you doing, guys?
Hey, Rick.
How are you, sir?
Doing well. You know, just kind of still, I guess, recovering from the tournament. Sudsy, you had 2 in a row, so I know you're recovering.
It's all good. It's racquetball. That's an easy recovery. You know, it's a lot of work. We do it. It's a labor. We love it. It's all in our blood. And, you know, quite frankly, you and I have been talking about this. Your events kick ass. And there was no way we couldn't not have you. We actually delayed it a week to make sure we can get our other guest in, Erika Manilla, tonight, who's patiently waiting in the green room. Rick, let's get right into it. You know, tell us about your event. Give us the history of it. And, you know, we want to know more because it's something I think it's such a cool story about how it's just a fundraiser.
Yeah, I mean, like as you know, and some of you out there, we have three generations of racquetball players in our family. My dad introduced me. I introduced my son Michael, and oddly enough, the person that kind of invented the tournament was my wife, who doesn't play racquetball. Yeah, there's Big Dad. My wife was a director at the JCC at the time the tournament started, and she was a camp director for the biggest special needs camp in Florida. And funds were down, scholarships were down, and need is up. So she came to me one day and said, "Why don't you do a fundraising tournament at the J?" And my first great move was, of course, to get Susan Stewart on board with it. She is, we were playing recreationally at the time, and I got her. There she is, and she's great with fundraising. She's great with organization and keeps me in check. And 15 years ago or 16 years ago, it happened, and 15 years later, we're sold out every single year, and we've raised over $250,000 for special needs children and young adults. And to me, that's it's a win-win. You play a game you love, and you're raising money for kids.
It's absolutely incredible. What sold out? You sell out so quickly. How many players do you have, or how many can you take every year down there?
Well, I mean, we could do a lot more, but unfortunately, we have 4 courts, and we have limited hours. The first year we did it, and this was kind of pre internet, not internet, but R2 and Facebook. We limited it to 100. 100 on 4 courts with the hours that we had was a sellout, and we hit it. Then we got it up to about 150 pre-COVID, and it got too packed. I mean, we started earlier, then we started on Thursday, and it's all good. It's a good problem to have, but it was a little too much. So Susan and I discussed it, and we kicked it back a little bit, unfortunately, but as far as people, but we want everybody to have a good time. If you're running late running a tournament because you want to have good tiebreakers and good racquetball, that's one thing. But if you squeeze too many people in, nobody's having fun, and I'm stressed, and we don't want that. And so we average about 130-ish now, and I get a long wait list also. So it's a good problem to have.
What do you think is the best part, or what are some of the best parts about your tournament, Rick? If people are watching and they're having trouble getting people just to sign up, and yet here you are, it sells out, you got a waiting list. So what are some of the keys you think to your success?
That's a really good question. I mean, I think we had the benefit of being in an area that has some really good racquetball players, and there was a vacuum. Orlando club closed, and there really wasn't anything in Southeast Florida. We had the Great Balls of Fire tournament, and I think that ended in 2008, right around. Let's see, they ended around there. I'm not exactly sure when they ended, but there was a vacuum, and we were the only game in town. But the important thing is to create a good tournament, in my opinion, and let's face it, I love both indoor and outdoor, and I'm involved on both ends of it. Outdoor tournaments are much more fun to me. Indoor tournaments are more business-like. Outdoor tournaments are more fun. Something about taking that back wall away, where you can hear people, the camaraderie and the trash talk. But what Susan and I always tried to do right from the beginning was to incorporate a lot of the outdoor flavor into an indoor tournament. And we usually have my dad grilling all the time, and we got the music going. And even like the way I communicate to players during the emails and stuff, we usually try to make it a little more lighthearted. And with Dad grilling out there, I mean, I get just as many emails about start times as I do if my dad's going to cook or not. So, that's not a lie. I mean, I get people asking me, we don't play the tournament for you. We play it to eat Harvey's food. But Dad couldn't make it this year. Unfortunately, he had a surgery a couple of weeks prior. But thankfully, Susan's husband, Paul, filled in and did a great job. But getting back on point with what it takes to run a tournament is that right there. I mean, my first good thing was with Susan, and then it's all about family. You need a Kevin behind the desk, you need a Danny behind the desk, and my son helped out back in the day, and it's just even before R2 when we would do the draws by hand. my wife was out there cutting up papers and putting them all over the place. My daughter had the best handwriting in the family, and she was writing the draws down on paper and a poster board, and we did it by hand, and and we basically, I think, what we tried to do at the beginning. Vic Lebowski was doing tremendous things outdoor, and I learned from him, how to create excitement and push the envelope, and we became very good friends, Vic and I, and without even really trying, we kind of, I was bringing a lot of indoor players to outdoor tournaments, and he was bringing a lot of outdoor players to indoor, and I just love that, because like you say, Sudsy, we are racquetball, and it's not competition. It's growing it. It's growing the game, and that kind of cross pollination between indoor and outdoor, going back 10, 15 years ago was what really kind of made our tournament's been successful. You look at the success of Beach Bash and like what Mike Coulter's doing now outside, and it's just trying to grow the game. And I think what I did get, the original question was, what do I do to make it better or make it a successful tournament? Is I like to think of myself as a good learner. I learned from the Buffingtons how to feed people, in their tournaments and keep people well fed, and that's where Susan's so strong, because the racquetball part of it is only part of the tournament. I mean, we're all there for racquetball, we all are. But some guys come in, they say hello, they go play their match, they lose, you never see them again. They don't say goodbye, they don't say thank you, and that's fine. That's all they wanted out of the tournament. But a lot of people want that camaraderie, that fun, that excitement that, a racquetball tournament and our racquetball family brings.
Yeah, there's no doubt. You feel that. By the way, Leo, you've done way more tournaments than I have. The amount of food that Rick brings in, Veronica's mother still.
Susan brings in.
Listen, Rick, right now, Veronica's mom still cannot believe. She said she just kept going like this. The food just kept coming in. And how about Steve DeSalvo? She said she's never seen that many pizza boxes in her entire life. Rick, let me ask you this. And, we've all been through the good, the bad, the ups and the downs of racquetball. We had this conversation, and Leo, we talk about this often, how we have to get away from, I think that echo is still coming from.
It's coming out of Rick.
Yeah. All right. No worries.
I can let me just mute him while you're talking. Go ahead.
We'll get through it real quick and see. Is that better? Does that work?
Go ahead.
So that's a good idea. Thank you, Leo. So I think what we have to do is all of us, including our next guest, Erika Manilla, who's such a huge influencer and personality in our sport and very important for our sport moving forward. We have to get away from saying indoor or outdoor or indoor versus outdoor. The time that ship has sailed. We have to just start saying and retraining all of our brains who truly love racquetball to call it racquetball. And that's it. I say this, you could give Maria Vargas a racket and a racquetball, and you can go put her in a tent and she'll play. Our next guest, Erika, I guarantee you, is with this injury sitting on her love seat with a racket in hand and a ball, and she's playing in a room. She just says it's racquetball. She's not calling it house or indoor or outdoor. So I think we really need to get to that point. Rick, but that's not my question. My question to you is this. Racquetball in Florida is kicking ass. I mean, yeah, relative to the numbers from years ago, but everywhere I go in Florida, racquetball seems alive and well. What do you think is going on right here? How is that happening?
Well, I mean, I think all along, even through COVID, you've had a good amount of players, and they just come out and play. They love playing. There's a good group of both ladies and men. There's families that are involved. Down here we have the Hansons, Tim and Timmy. My dad's involved. My son was involved. You got the Sewids, and you got Carolina and Kevin. You've got some great families out there, and you've got a great group of people, and you've got a lot of talent down here. I mean, there's a lot of and at all levels. I mean, Sudsy, hey, you were on the hard end of a couple of those games a couple of weekends ago, with Aaron Metcalf and Thunderarm. I mean, how good the players are down here.
He couldn't wait to say that, Leo. Thank God I love him and Aaron Metcalf. I even signed the pitcher. Thanks for the ass kicking.
Both but on the other, oh, you got the picture? Thank you. All right, but on the flip side of that, you get players like this, where you can return serves on your knees. When you get when you're playing Luis Gonzalez, you can play him on your knees and you beat him.
God, that's got to hurt, Lewis. I hope you're not listening. I hope Lewis isn't listening to that. He doesn't mean it exactly like he said. So yeah,
no, we all love Lewis. You know that we love Lewis. There you go. There's a clearer picture. Now, Sudsy, what was on your mind then when Lewis was going to serve to you, and you weren't worried at all, were you?
no, I actually wish he would have got it in and it didn't hit Chino on the way out, his partner, because I would have been able to play it better. I just hope it was entertaining for the crowd and everyone, and it wasn't disrespectful to Luis. It was just something I've been doing for many years that was probably done to me many years ago by someone. I think Ruben's probably done that multiple times.
Right. No, it's not hey, we all love Lewis, and it's no disrespect. And believe me, he is a whole lot worse in the chat.
Go ahead, Leo.
No, Rick. Hey, congrats on another successful. I know this was the 15th one. I've been to the DPJCC, and I love that club. I went to one of your events there, and you guys do it right, man. You do it from the moment that you pull up into the parking lot, when you walk in, the staff, the streaming, the food, the souvenir items. It's a great time. So good luck on anybody wanting to go to one of those things, and that's why it sells out. So congrats.
Thank you. Well, like I say, we got a good group of people down here in Florida. We got Rod Van Dyke running the show. He's doing both indoor and outdoor. He's the president of the FRA. We've got a pretty strong board, and we just try to keep it growing and keep things rolling along here in Florida.
Hey, Rick, are there any other unsung heroes? Is anybody else out there that maybe we forgot to mention, or people that we need to mention that are out there and in the trenches?
My wife.
Good answer.
No, she's amazing. She's great, and send our love and regards. And Rick, for anybody to want to get involved moving forward in the future, what's the best way to reach out? How do they communicate with you if they want to be part of it?
I've always said Racketball has a great many of a volunteer army of good people that are willing to help. And I know most people appreciate that, but like I was on the phone earlier with Joey Logan. I'm going to help him with the draws for his tournament this weekend coming up. There's people out there that'll help, and there's plenty of people out there that are willing to do stuff. You just got to ask. You got to know who to ask. And as far as our tournament, Susan and I mean, we have a I was talking to Susan the other day, with our kind of racquetball marriage. I take care of the racquetball part of it, and Susan really takes care of most everything else. And the fun, because it is a fundraiser, and it is well fed, and the great, you saw the lunch boxes we gave out, and the dry fit shirts. All of that is Susan. So you want to run a good tournament, there you go. You get yourself a good staff, and like I said, with Kevin, Danny, we have that. Kevin's mom, Carolina. They're always just willing to help. Valeria. I mean, there's just so many names. I don't want to name too many because I'm going to leave people out. But I mean, there's just so many people that are involved in behind the scenes that, like me. I mean, I've been asked to be on boards and been asked to do things. I don't need the credit. I just like doing the things behind the curtain, and just let me do it and leave me alone, and I'm fine. But we're here to help. Anytime, like you. Somebody wanted to reach out to you, they know they can.
Topic of discussion right now, and you can see the comments, Rick. I don't know if you've been looking, but where are the places around Florida? Ocala, we see Orlando.
I mean, basically, you have it in the South. We're not the only game in town now. I mean, Alex Zamundo ran a nice tournament down at UM and opened up the doors there after they were closed after Great Balls of Fire, because like a lot of places like the LA Fitnesses, unfortunately, they don't want the tournaments, and that's a whole nother discussion for another day. But UM was closed after UM. They didn't have a tournament there for years. I think 10 years, and you have he put one in and I hope he does it again. I helped him behind the scenes on that. And we just got a lot of, Orlando, there's a lot of good players there. Unfortunately, no more tournaments there. Orlando is a hotbed of players. Tampa, there's a tournament coming up this next weekend for Joey Logan in the Tampa area. And, you have players all over the state. And it's pretty cool that they kind of, a lot of them are coming in from all over and even from all over the country to play our tournament. We had that one guy, I told you that story, that one guy that flew in twice.
I missed that last part. I cut out. Say that one more time.
Yeah, one guy that flew in for the tournament twice, if you remember.
That you know what? Before we let you go, last story, because I know we got to let you go. We got to get to Erika.
Waiting to get in.
Real quick, Rick, tell Leo, Erika, listen if you could hear. This is incredible. Tell that story real quick, and then we're going to get you out of here.
Real quick, this guy got in. I got him actually off the wait list to get in the tournament. I set him up with two partners in A doubles and elite. He played Thursday. That's the only way you're getting in off the wait list. I think he won he won a couple of rounds, lost one in elites. He wins, I think, Saturday morning or either Friday night. He won, and he had to play in his semis, which was Sunday morning. He walks up to me, says, "Rick, my grandmother died. I have to fly up for the funeral." I said, "Geez, I'm sorry, no worries, And he goes, "But I'm going to fly back in for the tournament." Okay, and this is like kind of during the tournament, so a lot of things are going on. I said, "All right." Now, when he signed up, he was from Louisiana, so I figured maybe he was local. No, he flew into Louisiana to get to the tournament, flies home to be with his family, and then texts me Sunday morning at like 5:30 and says, "I didn't leave yet last night. My flight was canceled, but I'm on the tarmac, on the plane, leaving to come back. I have an 8 o'clock match. Please postpone it. I don't land till 8:30. So how could I not, right?" So he made it. I postponed it an hour and a half. Got him on the court. He won the semis. Ended up losing in the finals. But the guy, I found out he's a pilot, but that's a lot of jet fuel and a lot of determination.
It was amazing. You flew in and out twice. Rick, we're going to have you back. Thank you so much for everything you do. We'll be talking to you soon. Thank you for coming. Tell your wonderful wife that we said thank you. All right. And we'll get back to you later, Rick. Thank you, bud.
Good luck, guys.
Good night, Rick.
All right, Leo, we're going to go quick commercial. And no, we're not.
No,
I love it. I love it.
Nobody makes Erika Manilla wait one more second. Not even.
Well, then, Erika. Oh, no, you're muted.
Sorry, I was muted.
She's good at that.
Good looking out.
Erika, the floor is yours.
Thanks for waiting.
You're one of those people. We're not worried. You can just run with it. We want to know what's up. What's up with the injury? We want to know everything.
Where's the leg?
Do you want to see a magic trick? Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
Oh, look at that.
No more stuff.
I worked a lot of hours on that dang squat. What up, everyone? But no, thanks for having me in. I'm super excited to be here. I've kind of been quiet on social media the last couple weeks, so very cool to have me.
What's going on? Tell us about the injury. Where are you at? What are we looking at? Everybody wants to know, when are you going to be back on the court? Give us all of it. Go.
Let's see. So we are now in week 6, which was a really big week mark for me. So that was yesterday, was week 6, which means now I can start the healing process, and kind of like that fear of something messing up is gone. So that's super exciting. So I was able to kind of do step ups yesterday. I was able to start climbing stairs. I'm almost completely off the crutch, which is awesome. So a lot of big things physically wise, which is great. On the court, shoot, I don't know. So I mean, full normal person life is 4 months in, and then high performance is 6 months, and then it's up to the doctor for 6 to 8 months of when I can come back and compete. So it's tough.
Did you get all that, Leo?
Wow. Amazing.
4 months regular person, 6 month high performance, 6 to 8, 150% for tournament play.
We want you back on the court, E. Let's go. Get back on the court. We need you out there. Are you going to make the World Championships in August for Team USA?
I will not.
Okay. That's a bummer. That sucks. Are you going to be there?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. That's another bummer. All right. Let's move on past that one. How about that?
Yeah.
So I know you're busy. You have dinner plans, which we don't have to talk about. But I want to
Your
know,
girlfriend.
tell me about the junior nationals. You guys are
Super
running the junior
exciting
nationals.
things coming up. One for August. Let's go back to that. I'm super proud of our team that we have going. So with me or without, I have full confidence in Team USA that they can get the job done. So the goal is going to be amazing in team competition because that's what's going to qualify us for Pan American or for World Games next year. So although individual is
Where are the
important
World Games?
in China.
Ooh,
So
okay.
super excited for that for next year. But I mean, the ladies especially, I mean, they're just absolutely doing amazing. If you saw my partner Michelle took out Natalia last week, which is amazing. Kaylani went all the way to the quarter. She just hit top 8. Congrats, girl. And I know Holly's working her butt off at home. So I mean, we're in such good hands when it comes to Team USA on the ladies side. So super proud of you guys. So that was back to that one. Junior nationals, super excited about it. So Adam, Bobby, and I and Annie, Mania Athletics, we got contracted out to run junior nationals this year. The whole entire big goal of it is we know what junior nationals was. But not only do we know what it was, we know what it can be even now. The talent we have in the US is absolutely unreal. And it's sad the way that we're performing and the way that these kids are getting acknowledged to be on Team USA. So you see it on the adults that we're all super proud and excited, Sudsy, to be on Team USA. And that little portion, I don't want to say is missing in all kids, but some of them. And so the whole goal is to kind of bring back that vibrance again for Team USA starting at the junior level. So if you guys haven't seen through Keep Racketball Great, we're doing a fundraiser. It's a 3-month commitment. There's 3 different levels in order to sponsor, support the event. And so that's so we can get an amazing award ceremony afterwards. It's so we're going to do at nighttime, we're going to do different games and activities so parents can connect with other parents and the kids have a chance to actually meet one another. So a lot of fun things that I'm real excited about for juniors this year.
It's going to be awesome. I can't think of anyone better to do it than that group you just named. It's really, really cool. Leo?
No, I've look, I talked to some parents in San Antonio. Obviously there were some kids there too. And look, it's better than any other tournament that you can ever go to. No knock on local tournaments, but when all the kids are all together around kids, they're same age, and then you have the high level kids, and then you have the new friend thing, and then you have the parents there. It's like it's so refreshing. Even if you're not, even if you don't have kids or you're not, just go and encourage some other kids to go too. It's the best tournament that you'll ever go to. And I got to say, out of all the years that I've attended and played and been a part of it, I think by far, Erika probably gives the best talk to the kids. I don't even want to call it a speech. She brings everything that she brought coming up into this, and then everything that she's learned on the way. And so for somebody to take the time to go and to show up and share those things and try to pass that on to the other kids, that says a lot. So you do an awesome job with that, Erika. I just wanted you to know that.
Thank you. I forgot I've done that the last 2 years. So appreciate you doing that. I should probably think about what I'm going to say this year.
Yeah, keep it up, E. We talk. You and I talk. You got, there's a lot on the line. Not on the line for you. It's your passion and energy and your influence now is really going to help and not, I don't want to say determine the direction of the sport, but it's super important. What does keep you going, as far as so involved and so passionate about it?
What does?
Yeah.
Is that a question? That's a hard question.
I wasn't going to give you something easy.
When you talk about what you love, I mean, that's simple. And I think more so than that, it's what racquetball has given me over the years. And it's like when you're out at a bar, let's say, right? And somebody asks you, what do you do? And you still get that light behind your eye of, oh, I play racquetball. Do you want to talk about this? type thing, So it's like that one thing that kind of makes you a little bit brighter. And that's what racquetball does. And I know how much it gave me in my childhood, especially when I've been playing since 5 years old. So I was on Junior USA from 6 until 18 and then started the adult train at 21. So it's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Agreed.
So do you want me to drop something on here that even you don't know about?
We would absolutely love it.
No, we don't like secrets and nuggets and
Do we need a timeout?
I'm
Do we need to-
just excited here. So, as you guys know, Adam and I are trying to do the business side of Racketball as well. We're continuing to grow it. We've done juniors, we've done the platform, and we're growing ourselves on the Racketball side of things. So now it's time that I kind of follow my brother's footsteps, and I am bringing the Ladies Professional Tour to Denver, August 1st through the 3rd. We're gonna have rooftop party, kind of really bang it out, and super excited. So it'll be at my home club, the Denver Athletic Club. Super excited. The R2 site will come live this weekend for signing up.
What part of Colorado?
Yep.
What part? Where? What
Denver,
city?
right downtown.
At the DAC.
Wow.
So it's going to be awesome. Literally, you come into the airport, you take the train to downtown. You maybe have a 3-minute Uber to whatever hotel you want to stay at. Granted, we'll have a whole entire room block and everything all set up, and everything's walking distance. So it's summer in Denver.
Beautiful.
The best time of the year.
16th Street Shopping Mall.
I love it. Spectacular. I mean, are you going to go eat right now at the Chop House and celebrate? That's great news, Erika.
Super excited. I have to cap it out at 150 people. So it's in Denver. My shootouts are hitting between 80 people, which is that I max out anyways. So, and then if you consider another 30 pros, it's going to be tight. So once it goes live,
It's going to sell out.
It's going to sell out.
It's going to sell out. No doubt. No doubt.
Will that be the first LPRT stop of the season?
That's the plan.
Ooh.
Great job, E. That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Hey,
So
anything I can do, anything we can do to help you with that, promote it, reach out. Do not hesitate. I'm so happy about that. Hopefully, we'll see. Veronica and I are going to be super busy these next couple months, as we all know. But if she can get out there, I love Denver. It's been too long, so
it's perfect. We'll see you out there.
All right, that is so cool. Make sure you share the info, get it all to us so we can keep it up. Anything else you want to share? That's awesome. We're going to go out on a bang with that. Let you get to dinner because I think we're getting right to that time. You said you need to go. Anything else you want to share? Because that's super good news.
Super excited. If you guys are anyone interested in how to support junior racquetball, please reach out to me. There's tons of different ways, financial or non-financial. So please let us know. Erika at miniathletics.com if you want to contact me. And then I'll see you guys in August.
I love it. Reach out to Erika. She's got a lot going on. You can help her cause, which is racquetball. All right, Erika, have an amazing dinner. Enjoy. Where are you going? What do you plan on eating? And what do you plan on? What's the liquid choice tonight? Besides, just water, of course, just water. But
it is my best friend and I and roommate. We're going out for sushi tonight. So super excited. And it's a Wednesday, so probably will not drink. Unfortunately, you think like, oh, I'm not playing racquetball. I can be normal and I can drink and go out and everything. But then they're like, you have to heal. So
opposite.
I'm healing.
Hey, hockey's on, so you can watch hockey. I know you love hockey.
Heal up. Hey, have an amazing night. All right. Enjoy. It's always awesome having you. We'll have you back. We'll promote the event. We'll do whatever we can to help you with that. Congratulations on that. Be proud of it and enjoy dinner. Okay.
Go Avs. Go Nuggets.
Oh, I like that.
Bye.
I like that.
She said Mavs.
Hey,
Heard her.
quick commercial, and we're going to bring in a guy named Kane Waslenchuk. I don't know if any of you know him, but he's going to be with us. Don't move. All right, Leo, without further ado, here's the man.
Hey.
The champ is back.
Yeah, it feels nice to be back. What took you guys so long?
Because you know how I do things, nice and calculated and organized. I don't like to just throw, Leo keeps asking me, he's kind of breaking balls. Well, when's the MLR going to happen? He's not breaking balls, but he already knows it's going to happen when everything's right and very different than anything we've seen in racquetball. Kind of like the way you play, Kane. It's awesome to have you. And I'm going to be a little bit of a fan here. And I want you to talk about the comeback, man. Everybody knows about the injury. You and I, we talk often about these things, but I want to hear from your words, really, a couple of things. And then you just take the floor and go. Number one, it's a different ball you're using. We've talked about, you said some adjustments you've had to make. I want to hear about that. The fans want to hear about that. I also want to know if you can, incorporate it in that. You're 42 and you're beating the shit out of everybody still. But I know you yourself have said you're making adjustments.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that are different for you besides the ball, but in your game, in Kane Waslenchuk's game is so dominant, but we know it's a little different now?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, after the injury, not even knowing, whether or not I would ever be able to compete again. So, I guess in the last 4 weeks, it's kind of been really cool. I mean, I've won 4 tournaments in a row, and obviously, it's weird because, I've won a lot in my career, and I really forgot, what that feeling was to win again, and you would think that someone that's won as much as I have, that wouldn't be a problem. I would be able to know what that feeling's like. And that one in Minneapolis, that was that's up there with, I think, man, I don't know, maybe like the first US Open, but I think that all odds were kind of against me. My age, my injury, in the past, those things weren't really against me, So, no, obviously it's great to be back playing, just again, the level. And I have to catch myself now because I do realize I'm 42, but when I'm out there, I still feel like I'm 25. So, it's kind of cool when I think about it. I mean, in the last couple of tournaments, I've had some kids that were 15 years old when I was 16 years old playing. And I'm like, you weren't even born, like, when I was playing the tour. And so it's also humbling too, at the same time, obviously fortunate and blessed that, really, the Achilles was really the only big injury I've had in my 20 plus years on tour. So, no, it was, obviously been great couple of weeks. And, I've had to change things. Obviously my training has changed, much more recovery, much more downtime for me. I think that, even though I'm 42, I've been playing, and doing this for so long that my body, I don't think is really at a 42-year-old. I don't think a lot of people realize that. I'm probably more like a 50-year-old right now. Even though I don't feel like it. And the video of me playing would say differently, so would contradict me, but it's just the truth. And so I really have to focus on, the downtime, the recovery time. And
talk about that. Talk about that. So how, what adjustments have you had to make with your recovery specifically? What kind of
really
things?
just, taking time off. I haven't really been lifting all that much. Coming from my injury, I started playing doubles, which I thought was best. I felt like I had to make a decision at the beginning of when I was going to start playing as to whether or not I play tournaments, and I use tournaments as my gauge of where I'm going to be at, but also my building blocks instead of staying at home and training for 2-3 months. I think that at that time, I thought that it would actually be a disadvantage to me to stay home and train, because there is nobody here to push me. There is, and you go through mental ups and downs, and when you're coming back from something like I did. And so I felt like the best thing for me was just to play. And the hardest, I guess the hardest part for me was going to a tournament, realizing that there's a better chance of me losing than winning. And that was a little bit of a tough one for me. It was a change in mentality. But I think also too, not only a change in mentality, but it was also good. We're right at the beginning of the season. I told Erika, I said, I felt the feeling of winning a tremendous amount of times in my career, but I think it might be good that I feel what it's like to lose a little bit. Some people might think that's crazy, but I thought that losing might tell me everything I need to know. If I lose and I don't care, then, if it just kind of brush it off my shoulder and move on, then after a certain point where I knew that I could compete, if that's the way my mentality was, then I knew that it was my time to walk away. But it actually happened the opposite. It kind of drove me a little bit. this is a very interesting, I think, time for me in my career. A lot of people don't understand, but a lot of my playing, you know, my motivation was a lot of people in my circle, you know, making them happy, and they work hard and sacrifice. And, you know, I guess 25 years later, here I am, and I'm kind of just doing it for myself, which is kind of a little odd for me, which seems weird. You know, you know, like one of them would be, you know, like Ben, right? The Ben's a good one that, you know, now that, you know, it's been years since we played and everything, like I look back on that, and, you know, what my career, the positives that I take from my career are things like, you know, Ben being able to define his career, whether or not he, you know, how much he did or didn't do anything is irrelevant. We were a team, and, you know, so for me to be a part of that and be able to fulfill the feeling that I felt so much, you know, in my career, I think that's really cool, you know, and you know, that's kind of how I look at it. And you know, and so now it's a little different mentality. I got nothing to prove. I don't think that at this point, a couple of more world titles is going to change my legacy. But you know, I hope that, you know, it just shows, you know, I guess my drive, you know, just how much I love racquetball, you know. Really, it's funny because even when I came back, I still felt like I was like the one that had the most to lose. It was a really weird feeling, even though I wasn't ranked, even I wasn't anything. And, you know, at first I was kind of worried about what people would say if I lost, you know, because that hadn't really happened a lot. But, you know, it's been a change in mentality, but it's been a good one. And I think that it's kind of brought me to be more grounded, and kind of, you know, my racquetball part of my life is more clear, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll make sense to some. What adjustments, you know, tactically, Kane, because you can do everything and you do it better than everyone. So, you know, we talk about the age, and I agree with you, 42, 49, 39, whatever, you know, it's how you feel, how you go out there. But just from a racquetball standpoint, what changes do you feel, or adjustments do you think, if any, you've made to play today versus Kane, say, 10 years ago or pre-injury?
Yeah, I would say that out of any time in my career, out of all ball changes that we've really had, and I've been through pretty much every single one of them, this one was actually probably the most difficult for me, because the speed of the ball was relatively the same in all of the balls that we used. This ball is drastically different. You know, it doesn't have as much grit on it. It's kind of more like a squash ball, like where the Pro Pen ball had a little bit more grit to it. So I've had to adjust, you know, I've adjusted my tension, I've adjusted my strings, I've adjusted, you know, my gauge. I've done everything, and I've tried everything, and I've also had to adjust my game. You know, which is, you know, after so many years, you know, of me just going bottom board, it's not like that all the time now. And you know, it's at first it was a pain in the ass for me. It was frustrating. But it was also a cool little challenge, you know. You know, I've always felt like when I played racquetball, I played chess, you know, and so it was kind of more just an add-on, you know, to the chess match of how do I find these little tweaks to put myself in a better position. And maybe that has a lot to do too with my age too. If I don't make these, maybe I can be in the best shape of my life. But if I don't make these other little adjustments, you know, maybe it changes. I mean, one of them is hitting a ball, you know, 3 feet high. I don't know, in my career, you can go back, I don't think you've seen me hit balls 3 feet high, you know, consistently. And you know, just this recently, I played in a tournament in San Antonio here, and we used the purple ball, and I was flying balls off the back wall. And so it's a big adjustment for the black ball. But you know, I'm slowly kind of liking it, but I guess you could also say that now that I'm winning, it's kind of easy to like the ball, you know.
I get it. I kind of like it. I don't know why. I'm starting to kind of, because I use both. Like when Veronica's training for an international event, I like that. but I don't think the ball matters, Kane. You know, there was rumors they changed the scoring because of you, and I don't think the ball matters. I don't think the scoring matters. You know, you're just the best, so it just doesn't matter. You know, keep trying to. You know, let's go to small rackets, right? Whatever you guys want to bring it, and we'll figure it out. You know, that was a good question from Pablo Andres. Leo Simone's not here. What do you think about that question right there? Is the new ball good or bad for the game? Indifferent. What's your thought on that?
Well, I'm going to go back years, and I know, Suds, you're going to remember this. I remember when we were struggling back in, I don't know, like maybe the mid 2000s, early 2000s. Everybody was saying that you can't see the ball on TV, but yet a lot of that had to do with the technology, right? Mm-hmm. So then we fast forward a few years, technology gets better, right? We got HD, we got 4K, we got, 10, we got all these things, right? And still the speed of the ball and the angles of the camera are still a problem. So, I would like to think that when the talk was being, had about changing a ball, part of that was about TV, right? Obviously. And, I think that it's still to be seen how we can utilize this the right way. But I think that if I think back for 15 years on tour, slowing the ball down was going to make racquetball better for TV, but I don't necessarily know if it has. Maybe it's a little bit of both, the ball getting slower, but plus the technology and the clarity of all the, cameras now and stuff. I mean, my iPhone takes better pictures than Canon, cameras, those, do now. So I don't know if it's a blend of that, but, I'm in between whether it's good or bad. We always like to boast about the fact that we have one of the fastest sports in the world. I don't think we can say that with the black ball now. So that's one thing that for years and years we used to, pride ourselves on. I think that some rule changes would be actually good. I think going back to one serve would be actually beneficial with this ball. I think that it would benefit to go back to one serve with this ball. I like the score to 15, but as far as, is it good or bad? I don't know. I don't even know how to define that, like, how do you define that? Like, how do you find a determining factor that says that the black ball is good or bad, or the purple ball was better? I don't really know, other than just preference of people playing. I mean, I wouldn't say that sales have gone up for, racquetball. I don't want to say anything else has really gone up for racquetball. So I don't know what would constitute good for the game, bad for the game, other than the fact of just it's slower and faster. That's really how I would look at that.
Jump in the chat right here. Richard Schwing says, please no rally scoring. What do you think about rally scoring? I think I already know.
I'm out on rally scoring. I'm out on it. I'm out. I don't like it at all. Like, I don't even want to talk about it, actually.
Right. How do you really feel about rally scoring?
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. I played it at home here one time, and within 3 minutes the game was done, and I was like, yeah, this isn't for me.
Hey, and Suds, you posted a picture too, but Brian Dixon says squash figured out the TV part years ago with the darker court and lighter ball. Have you ever envisioned that? Maybe a different change in the dynamic of the court?
I mean, we had the US Open that had a film on the front wall and you couldn't see out, but you could see in. I mean, it's kind of, I guess, similar. I mean, we went to a black ball. I don't know necessarily what the reasoning would be for the color black. I don't really know. I mean, I know when the purple ball, came out, it was called the HD ball because it was supposed to show up better on TV. I do know that. Or at least that's what I was told at the time. So I don't know. I mean, you think of like a yellow ball, but if you put it on show courts, then, it's almost like, what's the background in the show courts? Like, we've had problems at times as players at the US Open where the background is black and we got a dark purple ball. Like, that's hard itself, So I don't really know what the answer is. I mean, I think that it's just a process of elimination. You just got to keep, with all these, like gearbox. I don't see, I mean, obviously it costs some money, but I'm pretty sure, testing out some different colors of balls and courts. But then again, you go around the country, who's going to change the colors of the courts, and who's going to, so I don't know. There's more to it than just changing the ball. And we think of the portable court, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Are we even on that level to talk about just the portable court? I think that to get to the portable court, I think racquetball has to be better in general before we get to the portable court. I think that, it's like we're getting a little far ahead of ourselves talking about just the portable court, in my opinion. I think that, some other things have to change. And I'm not here to say that I have the answers to those things, but, I think that some other things got to change before we specifically start talking about changing the ball. And because if we're talking about changing the ball, we're really just talking about the portable court, right? I mean, that's what we'd be talking about, predominantly. So.
Go ahead,
Sorry, Leo. No. I was just going to say, Kane, you and I have actually spoken to somebody that knows production very well, Shane, and he talks about it all the time. He's like, it's not money, it's not the speed, it's not the color. He says it's just the production.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that takes money. But yeah, anyway, Leo, go ahead, because I know you had an important question.
There. We got to.
You know what, Leo? Wait, that's a big question, and it's about the IRT. We're going to take a quick break. Don't move, and then Leo, you're going to ask Kane. Okay? So everybody, stay right there. Go ahead, Leo. I know you had an important question for Kane.
When's MLR? That's
it's going to be in. It's going to be in 20. Are you getting side text?
People are. They want to know. They say, "Hey, I see the MLR commercial. When is it?" People want to.
2025. We establish it in 2021, and we don't want to rush anything. So we want to make sure we cross all the T's, dot all the I's, and we want to present something and give athletes like Kane a platform that they've never been given before. So Jonathan Clay and I and others, which you're privy to, are working very hard to make sure that it's just not like anything else anybody's ever seen. So go ahead, Leo. What'd you have?
NDA. I had to sign an NDA. Okay. I went to Chicago. I was there. I've seen it myself, but I want to ask you, and I've seen it in a better light. What's your relationship like now with the IRT? It seems like it's much better. They're promoting you. I see your face more. You're winning events. How is it?
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. That was one of the things that I felt was important when I came back, was that all that stuff was squashed before I even came back. And whether or not I had to take the initiative was kind of irrelevant. I always took the stance that I shouldn't have to approach them. But you know what? After my Achilles, I just felt like, it was a new beginning, and I wanted to start off on a clean slate. And so sat down with the IRT, and they got to hear exactly, kind of, how I feel about it. I've been saying it for years, but and I've got a lot of flack for a lot of things that I've said. And, I think it's important to know that, I stand with the players 100%, and that's just the bottom line. And in the past, I was trying to do my best to stand up for them. And I felt like I was the leader, and I needed to, I needed to be the voice. And it didn't always work out in my favor. But you know what? I didn't, I at least I can say I went out and I spoke my mind, and I spoke my piece, and now it's good. It's I have ideas, and we sit down pretty much at every tournament and talk, and I voice my opinion on things. I think that it's important. I think that the tour is really young right now, and with guys like Rocky, not being at every tournament, and Alvaro, and those guys that have also mentored some of these younger guys. I do feel a little bit more of a responsibility, to these guys. And a lot of people may not realize this, but I do try to show these guys the way, even though I'm at the tournament, and anybody can ask any one of these players. If a player loses in the finals, I walk up to them and I'll say, "Hey man, don't worry, keep your head up." Like, I played a guy in Montana, as a matter of fact, and walking off the court, I said, "Hey man, one of the ways to get your game better, man, is like, your shot selection. You really need to go home and work on your shot selection." And, it's not because I have an ego. It's because, remember, it doesn't matter if it's me or anybody else. We have a product to put out there, and that product has to be the best possible product. And, unfortunately for me, I've been able to do that. But, I think these young kids need a little bit more direction. And I think that these kids also need a direction from players. And I think that right now, the most beneficial thing that, I can give the tour right now is being a mentor to these players. I understand that I'm winning now, and I understand that, they are my competitors, but at the end of the day, they are my peers. And, I do want to see racquetball succeed after I'm gone, and there will be a world champion, obviously, after me. And, I want to be able to provide whatever input I can and for the sport in general, but also for each individual player. And that's kind of the one thing that I think that a lot of people maybe don't see, is that I've played these guys for a better half of 15 years. I know them somewhat on a personal level and on a professional level. And so I do know how to approach some of these players too, as well. And I've never been disrespectful to any of them. So I feel like I have earned the respect of these younger guys. And I think that, like I said, I just think that they need some direction. And sometimes it's really hard when you're getting pulled from multiple directions, but they're all good kids. I really like the tour right now. They're all good kids. They're all learning. They all got a lot to learn. But it's cool. It's cool to be out here and just be able to, just provide what I can, and and I'll continue to do it. And I've had players come to San Antonio and play with me, and stuff like that. And my door is always open for people that want to come and play. If you want to go around and brag that you beat me in practice, that's okay. I'm okay with that at right now. I'm just kidding.
Isn't that the worst though? It's so fun. Do you ever let people actually win them? Because
you don't keep score.
I've had to deal with that. That's true. Yeah, I know. I know.
I don't even keep score.
I've had to deal with that too. It's so funny though. But like, somebody scores a point off you like 10 years ago, right? Oh, remember in Scappoose, I scored 3 points. No, you didn't. Kane let you. It was just for fun. Take it easy.
What did you tell
good times,
Jonathan,
all right? Good times.
What did you tell Jonathan Flores at the end of the match in Chicago?
Hold on. Let's tell everybody in case they don't know. And then, Kane, because we haven't spoken about that. I think you said maybe 2 or 3 words about it, that he's legit. Leo, and correct me if I'm wrong, he's 19 from Bolivia.
Oh, no, he's younger than that.
Is he? Okay. So, well, Kane, yeah. I saw you played him. His name's Jonathan Flores. He's from Bolivia. Another great player there turning out. Crazy to say it, but you're 24 years older than him. What'd you think of his game?
Yeah, I thought he had a solid game. I mean, I think that obviously being young, he a lot of loose things in his game that obviously through time, as he gets stronger and more mature, obviously that'll change. But I think that in that situation, it's actually kind of a little more at a disadvantage for me. I mean, this kid's been able to watch me play and his coaches and whoever else for years and years and years. And here this kid comes in here and I have no idea about a game plan or anything about what to do, where, so I'm kind of left out in the dark. Meanwhile, for the last 12 years, he's been watching video of me,
He's how to be Kane and better. Exactly. Yeah. That's it. Because that's what all the greats do, right? There's evolution of what came first. And correct. In this case, he's been watching you and now it's like, well, I want to try all these things, right? So does he have a chance? Do you see him like being a baller here moving forward, or has he got a lot of work to do?
Well, I think he has a lot of potential. I think that, I think where he actually has the most potential is, I liked his demeanor on the court. Mm-hmm. I kind of liked it a little bit. It's not like he was
talk about it. What was his demeanor?
He's just kind of quiet, kind of reminded me a little bit of me, just kind of out there doing your thing a little bit. he's a little quieter than me. He didn't really give no like, come on, let's go, or like anything like that, you know. But again, you know, I mean,
You never seen him play?
the thing, I've never seen him play. No, I never.
So that was
saw
the
him
first time when you got on there warming up, you were like, oh, that's who I'm playing. Here we go, ho hum, another walk in the park. And for those of you that didn't see, it was a tiebreaker. I want to say 11-7 or 8. And anybody to take you tiebreaker, no matter who it is impressive. But here's a kid that's 17, 18, and all of a sudden you're in a tiebreaker with him going. A little bit of you is probably like, well, who do you think? What are you doing right now? Who do you think you are?
I can't wait. You know, it'll be like me with like people like with talk about Cliff, right? At least this kid, at least Jonathan's gonna have to live the rest of his life saying that he never beat me in my prime. So there you go.
Oh goodness.
No, but he seemed like a good kid. You know, at the end, you know, I don't know if he understood.
What'd you tell him? What did you say?
I just told him that, you know, listen, you know, you're a good player, you know, stay humble, keep your head up. And I just said, you know, just be very careful who you let into your circle. You know, when you have popularity around you, there's a lot of people that want to be around for different reasons. And it's going to be the hard part as a young guy is to really understand who's there for you and who's there for, you know, their own reasons. And that was something that was kind of hard in my career. And at times I learned the hard way with those things, but that's just life. And so if I can pass that on to a younger person, you know, there's going to be a lot of hype around this kid. He's going to be compared to me. That's just the bottom line, no matter what, just like Conrado, just like all these guys. You know, they just got to stay the path. He's just got to stay the path. And, you know, I mean, he's really, believe it or not, he's lucky to come from where he is. I mean, I don't mean this in a bad way, but we have more temptations over here in the US. And, you know, when I was younger, I didn't have a lot. And so racquetball was everything. And I think that that's a very, very positive thing for, you know, like a guy like Conrado and just Jonathan Kidd. They can totally engulf themselves in this sport where, you know, here we have phones, this and that. I'm not saying they don't have phones there, but I just feel like, you know, at that age, just there's way more temptation here. And I think it's easier to focus for a guy like Jonathan and where he's from. But there's a lot of other good guys that are coming along. Eric Trujillo is another guy that's impressed me here a little bit in the last little while.
Sure.
You know, it's really weird. You know, I mean, no one thought I was going to be anybody. No one even heard about me. So maybe
not true. Not true. You know the story
about it. You know, we don't hear about it.
You know my first words, which were very deep when I saw you and actually watched you play 4 points. And I looked at Cliff Swain. I go, he reminds me of us. And I've never said that again. So I got to ask you, is there anyone that you see that reminds you a little bit of you? And I don't mean just the demeanor. I mean everything that you're like, huh, all right, this is different. You know, that was what I thought when I saw you. I go, that's different. You know, I saw Rocky come up and everybody else, and I'm like, and they're great players, right? They're amazing players. But then when I saw you, I go, that's different. Is there anybody that does that for you at all?
Not right now. There's glimpses of it. I'm not going to name the players, you know, right now, but there's glimpses of it. But
you'll be texting me immediately because now I want to know.
Yeah, that's fine. Of course, I'll tell you privately. But yeah, no, it's just there's a few. It's just really what's boiling down to it is that I feel like, you know, everybody's comfortable with where they're at. You know, that's what it seems like to me. Everybody's comfortable. Everybody's comfortable with where they're at. And, you know, Suds, back in the day, we were never comfortable. The more uncomfortable we are, the more comfortable we were when we were uncomfortable. You know if that makes sense, right? Like
100%. Yeah.
Because that
brought out the best in each other always.
Yeah. It always kept me working on my game, and it always kept me, you know, striving for, you know, for more and you know, these guys they got work to do. They got a better game. This isn't about just getting in the gym and getting on a treadmill now. This is, you know, you're going to have to tweak some things, and it's not just to beat me. This is just to better your game. Like I'm sure that a lot of people, they go home and they train to beat Kane. I'm sure. Right. But it's not about that. You got to go back and work on your game. I didn't get where I was not working on my game. I think that's, you know, one of the things that, you know, you can see the evolution of my game through the years. And, you know, I hadn't always been in the best of shape, but I still won. You know, I've been in great shape and won, you know. So I mean, again, that goes to test to just being on the court and working on your game.
Agreed.
I love it. I mean, I have so many questions. I'm gonna go, Leo. I know you do too, but Kane, this is for the fans and me personally. Excluding you, who are the two overall best racquetball players in the world right now? Male, besides you.
You're an asshole.
You know,
What a question.
Excluding you, I just want to know who are the two best right now. Give me two names.
The two best right now. The two best right now, based off of consistency, all that would be Conrado and Jake.
Okay.
Those would be the two guys based off of consistency. Since I've been back on tour playing, you know, that's what I would say as far as consistency.
I like Leon's answer. Kane and Kane. I agree. Go ahead, Leo.
I'll go the opposite. What about for the women?
Yeah, I don't get to watch the women a lot, but when I was in Montana, I got to watch Montse a little bit, and I kind of like her game. I kind of really like her game a little bit. She brings it, you know. Serve is good. You know, if I had little advice for her, I'd say work on your footwork a little bit, work on being parallel to the side wall a little bit more, and she probably gets put away a few more opportunities. But I like the way that her game is. You know, she plays, and of course, you know, Vargas. I mean, she's been around for years. I mean, Eric and I were just sitting on the couch listening to her because we had this on, and we were like, she's got 3 kids. Like, everybody talks about me being 42 and beating ass. What about that? Like, that's 3 kids, and I mean, phenomenal, you know?
Amazing.
So,
yeah.
I mean,
it helps to have a court in the house, though.
I mean, yeah, I would say that's a tad bit of an advantage. Yeah. You know, I got to use my kitchen walls. I got to use the corners and everything on my walls, you know, in between the door and the ceiling.
The hallway.
I'm sure you'd be fine if there was a tournament. You figure it out real quick. What's your next event? What do you got going on here moving forward? Hi. Hey, by the way, hi, Erica, if she can hear me.
She can hear you. She's waving.
Hi. What do you got next? What's coming up?
I got Cali at the end of May. I believe Rocky's putting that one on.
Are you playing doubles? Any doubles coming up here anytime soon in an IRT event?
I don't know yet. I don't know. You know, I'm having so much fun playing singles, and I'm kind of just in a good little groove and a routine that I'm not too sure. But you know, I do like doubles. I've played hockey, you know, for a lot of years in my life, and so I love the team sports. I love all that. So. Yeah, that's a little footage from.
You know what? Hey, I want you to talk about that because this is new, Kane, for you. You never did this your entire career. You just started doing this where you're teaming up with amateurs. You know, great people. Obviously, it helps you, you know, be able to live and do what you love to do, which is play. Tell everybody from your, you know, what's it like? Because I do it. You know. I don't know, describe it. Like, what's it like being on the court, you know, doing that?
I think it's awesome. I mean, obviously, you know, the guy that I'm playing here is Matt. He's also one of my sponsors as well, too. Big reason why I did it. You know, I just appreciate all his support. So, again, I go back to, you know, giving, you know, is my opportunity.
Wait, go back to that. That's Matt right there, right? Isn't he kind of in your backswing? Like, so you not only have to execute your shot, you got to get it away from your 2 opponents, but then you also got to worry about where Matt's at.
Yeah.
I mean, are you having a good time? I saw you do it. We've seen you do it, and you just look like you're having a ball, man.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. I mean, listen, it's sometimes hard to really be specific on how you can give back to the game. I mean, really, my job is to play and win. That's my job, to play and win.
You've always been consistent with that message, and I don't disagree with you. I understand what you're saying.
That's what I believe. You know, I'm there to play and win. But this is it's really cool. You know, that's also my way to give back to the sport as well too. You know, Matt does a lot for other pros. He helps myself and you know, and he's become a great friend of mine. So there's really no sweat off my back. It's cool. A lot of people might not realize this about me, but I will play with anyone as long as you show effort and you try. And you don't hit me with the ball. Other than that, I'm good.
It's true. He'll play with anyone. He actually played with me twice. So, now you know that he'll play with anyone.
Well, if you go look at our Venmo, it'd probably say different. At least bought me a new fashion.
I owed you that at least. I mean,
Yeah.
Jesus. All right. So you got Cali coming up, and you're playing some outdoor. I gotta ask. I apologize. Any pickleball at all in your life?
No, not really. I play a little bit with Erika here and there. Her dad has a court at his house, so just got it put in. So we'll play a little bit there a couple of times and here and there, but nothing too serious.
Go ahead, Leo. I know you. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
That's all I got. Sorry.
Hey, that was more than what you said about rally.
Some new paddle or something. You're totally wrong.
You said more about that than you did rally scoring. So you like pickleball better than rally scoring, apparently.
I do. Now that's a fact. I do.
Do you think the tours though might go? Do you think the sport's going to umbrella rally scoring at some point? Because I kind of say that out loud. I think it's going to get to that. Do you think that could happen?
I hope not. I don't.
I'm with you. I hate it. I don't like it.
I don't mind rule changes, but I think that changes just the integrity of the game way too much based on how many years we've been playing and everything. I mean, unless rally scoring was something before I started playing, it's always been best of 5 to 11. It's always been. I specifically like the mental part of the game of the service return, right? Depending on where you are in your match, right? It will depend on how much emphasis you're going to put on your service return. If I'm up 11-2 against somebody, I'm probably going to be a little, maybe, easy, whatever. But, again, every single point you're scratching for, where rally scoring, I just don't know if I can be convinced that you're earning every point. I don't know.
That's the key word though. You just said earning every point. What about the people on the other side, Kane, that are going to say to you and I, because we feel the same about rally scoring, every point matters because you get a point on return or serve?
Well, every point matters because it's rally scoring. I mean, really, that's even more emphasis on every point matters. If anything, that it's the same thing, just it's more emphasis on every point matters. But I just don't agree that you should be getting points when you're not serving. I don't think that I think that you should be serving in the box, serving to get a point, But I could also but a lot of that is saying me because I've played rally scoring. It just doesn't seem like it's for me. But I've also played, I've been playing racquetball for 40 years. I've played 40 years of just regular side out, so.
Right, could be the traditionalist. Yeah, I mean, you're a historian. I always say it, out of all the great champions in our sport, I would argue with anyone that by far you're the best or biggest historian of the sport, knowing the history, knowing the players, which is pretty cool. Like a lot of people probably don't know that about you. But that's something I do. I love that about you. And it could just be that, old school kind of tradition, and it is what it is. We don't like it, period. It's like the Jordan, LeBron, Kobe kind of argument, So
I think rally scoring would be very dangerous for Kane.
In what way, Leo? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, we talked about the serving. I mean, it would be just as dangerous. Here you are giving a guy that doesn't have, or that has everything, and now he's going to get you not only on the serve, but now he's also going to get you on the return. So,
I just think still, and I think the records will show that the best player is still going to win. And to your point, Leo, I think that if you look at the events, Kane, that has had the rally scoring, I think it kind of takes away that mental grind. You and I are fans of 3 out of 5 to 11, win by 2, all that. But, there's a lot of reasons. I just think at some point, if it happens, whatever, there's still same results. You're still going to win. It's just everybody's going to make the adjustments.
I can give a specific, it just happened to me this past weekend. I played Alan Natera in the finals here in San Antonio.
Good player, great dude. Love that guy.
Really nice kid. Really, really nice kid. I really like him a lot. And we're 9-9, somewhere in there, 8-8, right? And I found myself changing my mentality to, okay, let's buckle down on my service return now. As long as it's because he had me up 7-2 in the second game. Came back to like 8-8 or 9-8 or something like that. And now it's like, okay, it's 0-0. Now I need to buckle down on my service return. I don't necessarily know if I change my mentality like that if it's rally scoring. So it made me really switch my focus in the match and change, because now I knew the game was really tight. So now when I got the side out, as long as I could just, when I got into the box, if I could get 1 point and get a side out each time, I'm winning, right? So it changes the mentality. I think that it's more of a mental kind of change for yourself. And, you know, I don't know if everybody thinks like that, but that's how I think, right? When a match gets tough, I'm going, okay, there's 2 things that I'm going to start focusing on: my serve and my service return. Like, very, you know, I think that's very common sense, I would like to think, but you know,
I love that. It's not common sense for everyone, but it totally is clear to me, right? Like, you actually have to score 2 to score 1 in that case. So the real, the skill is going to show, it's going to shine. And I love that right there, Kane, versus, you're in the box and you miss hit one and you skip it or something, but your opponent just scores a point. Hate it. It's like giving freebies, and I agree. But if it happens, whatever, we'll all be fine.
I mean,
go ahead, Leo.
You're already the best 3-shot rally. I don't see why you wouldn't be the best 2-shot rally player in the game. So that's what I'm saying. That's how dangerous it would be.
Yeah.
And games would be much shorter, way shorter.
Well, not only that, but if somebody double faults, that's a point. Then I'm serving. That's like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of, I think it's also too many momentum changes. I like momentum changes. I think that they're good because it, in a match, that's why I actually don't mind going to 15, because you actually get to see and feel when you're there, especially when you're there, right? Probably when you're watching too, but when you're there, you can feel these momentum changes. You can, when I'm watching some of the guys play, it's like you can feel, oh, okay, it's like 7-4. Now all of a sudden it's like, ooh, all right, now it's 7-7, right? But you still got half a game left, as opposed to you're already 3/4 of a game left. So the momentum, it kind of lasts a little longer, and kind of changes over a little bit more, I think, which is kind of cool. It kind of has to keep your focus a little bit more.
I want to talk about that, Kane. I want to talk about feel, and then I want to let you go because you probably want him back, right? I mean, we got to let him go at some point, and then Leo and I got to close this show. Don't move. I want to take a quick break, and then Kane, I want to talk to you about the coaching aspect of it, and if you're doing any of that, we'll be right back. Don't move, Kane. So, Kane, you and I have been in many situations where we're teaching, coaching, clinics, we might be hanging out in a restaurant and somebody comes, like we were in Montana, we were having breakfast and, the couple from Oregon were sitting next to us. You talk a lot about feeling the game, feeling the moment. And it's something you and I agree on. Leo, I think we've had this conversation that's kind of missing today. Can you talk about that a little bit, like the feel and that stuff?
Well, I think like all that kind of, remember, for the longest time, players didn't have coaches, and then players started having coaches, right? But then players started being too dependent on coaches. So I think that there's an evolution of it, but it doesn't necessarily all go to be positive and great for somebody's game. I never had a coach when I was younger, so I had a lot to feel the game. I remember I was like 8 years old. I'm in the junior national championships, and I come out of the court and I'm losing, and my dad's sitting there, and I say, "What do you think?" And my dad looked at me with a straight face, got up and said, "Figure it out." And he walked away. And I thought, like, what a dick. Like, I
love that. Love that.
Like, what? And it caught me, like, it shocked me for a second. Like, I had no idea, like, and then I went in there, and all of a sudden it was like, after the shock was gone, it was like, okay, well, I guess we're doing
Figure it out.
Well, that was the last time I ever walked out and asked my dad what he thought, right? And then it made me realize that I had to go and do it on my own. So, I spent a lot of time on the court by myself, which, you see between the legs, all that. That's really a lot of that. And then I didn't really have any coach. So I had to really just feel, these, again, I talk about these momentum swings and these, like even feel the fact that like sometimes I come to the court and everything feels awesome. And then sometimes I come to the court and I don't feel good at all. So what adjustments are we going to make? How am I got to feel that. I got to know my body. I got to feel how to change that. I also got to be mentally okay with that and not get frustrated with it. There's a lot of different, dynamics, but I think like when you talk about players now, I've specifically seen this where a top player, I won't say his name, the top player is looking back at another player, but this player isn't even ranked. This player isn't even ranked, and he's in the court, and this player isn't ranked in the top 8. This other player isn't even really ranked, and they're telling him this. I don't know. To me, I don't know if you can convince me that your mind is totally in the match. How can you feel it when you're Z serve and this and that and that? I don't know. Like, I mean, I can maybe see a little bit in juniors, but that's the dependent part that I'm talking about, right? Not only that, but I don't know. Maybe some people don't know how to get better. I don't know. Maybe that's also, a part of it, right? It's one thing to, like I'll take Winterton, right? I don't know how many people know this, but me and Winterton in all our years of working together have only been on the court twice together. Everything else we do by him sending me a video or me sending him or talking on the phone, right? So all these adjustments I'm making so that's the difference between playing the game and knowing the game, in my opinion, right? So there's a lot of good players out there, but playing the game and knowing the game are two totally different things, right? And so as my career went on, I got to go back to the feel what I'm in the mood to eat, feel what I'm in the mood to watch. These are all things that put you into this tunnel vision of going to kick ass and play and putting yourself in the best position to win. And it's just not getting in the gym and working out. It's also, from the time that I leave my house to go to the airport, I'm constantly thinking, I'm listening to music. I'm putting myself in, in situations that'll make me feel more positive, because honestly, there are times I just don't want to be at a tournament. There's times I just don't want to play racquetball, but that's my job. That's something that I have to work through. And so you mentally got to feel where you're at and how you feel and the adjustments that what you need to make accordingly to put yourself in the best position to succeed.
Love that. Leo, go ahead, buddy. I know we got to let him go. I know we got the timer going. I've just, as a fan and somebody that loves racquetball, I love hearing you talk about it. We do it all the time. But when we're together, we try to just talk about other things. Leo, go ahead, man. I know there's plenty of fans out there that have questions, but
yeah, we noticed that, Winterton was in San Antonio. How much better is it when you have that person there with you as opposed to the distance thing?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I hadn't seen Winterton, in a long, long time. So, put racquetball aside, it was just good to see him in person again. Obviously everybody knows how influential he's been. Obviously, I don't know. I saw him in Phoenix for the first time in a long, long time. For him, it's not even about racquetball anymore. It's cool. It was cool. Like even we were sitting there in San Antonio and he had his little pen and he goes like this. See, Winterton, this is a kind of a little funny little thing between me and Winterton. He says, hey man, he hits me like this. He goes, hey, I'm playing in the finals. Hey man, I love this, man. This is so awesome. And I go, yeah, it's so awesome, Winters. And I go, you know what? You just keep writing on your notepad and I'm going to go in there and do all the hard work.
God, isn't that true?
No, it was just fun. It was fun to just be able to have him there and laughing and joking like that. And, obviously he's, obviously he's been, obviously like a second father to me, throughout the years. So, and I know that, with everything getting, we're all getting older. I don't know how many more tournaments he'll be able to come to. So, I was able to cherish that one in San Antonio. It was a nice one, to see him and see him doing well. And that guy just doesn't stop, man. He stays at the club all damn day. I don't know how he does it, but, he's great for racquetball, and he does a tremendous amount. So, I'm just really happy to be back working with him again and us doing our thing. It's fun.
Is it true that sometimes you guys are sitting there and you're not even talking about something in the court, that you're laughing about something, or you're talking about something else?
Yeah, sometimes me and Winterton just used to talk to each other about what we're going to eat for dinner or something like that, just because we wanted our opponents to look over. And even though I was kicking their ass like, 10-0, I still wanted them to look over and be like, man, these guys are still working. But we were actually talking about what we're going to eat later on.
100%. Been there, done that. Go out there and be like, hey, Kane, just let's have a conversation. Pretend you're telling me something.
Yeah. I was like, pretend you're writing something on your notepad. Just pretend, And he just writes little doodles.
Yeah.
It's all that's awesome.
All right, let's take a question here.
Go ahead.
My brother Mike wants to know, how's the golf game? Come and play with him and Bella sometime.
I'd love to come play. I don't really get to play all that much. I played with my buddy Cody. You remember Cody? You guys remember my buddy Cody?
Oh yeah.
Played with him a couple of weeks ago. That was fun, but my golfing is going to be limited, for the next little while, unfortunately. But that's okay. That's okay.
Takes a lot of time, even though it just takes, like, I feel like I'm being so unproductive when I get out there.
Unless I shoot a low score, then I feel like I've been productive.
Or unless we're together and we're talking about something important. Hey, look who it is. Amir Amigo. Amir is an outdoor specialist, Kane. But I got to tell you, before we go, his favorite player by far is Rocky. I don't understand it either. You can give him shit. He's got a crush, like a racquetball crush on Rocky. Amir wants to know if you play any one wall in San Antonio. And then what do you think about his favorite player?
Yeah, I do play one wall with the guys in San Antonio. I love actually one wall. It's one of my favorite things to do, actually. Outside and it's a pretty pure form of racquetball. And as far as the other one, I mean, is he from California?
He's a Florida guy, man. I don't get it.
I don't know. Hey, man, you know what?
Amir loves Rocky.
That's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Rocky's a nice guy. Look at him. He's nice. He's a little pretty boy, with his sandals. And I mean,
the sandals. I love it.
He got his little hair all, he's all GQ. Like, I mean, good looking dude. I mean, I can't blame him.
Sleeveless. He's always rocking the sleeveless. He's probably watching. Rock, if you watch him, let me know. I'll send you the link, and you can jump in here and you can be part of this. Kane, before
I'm only going to be impressed if Rocky jumps in here while he's on his surfboard. That's the only thing I'm going to be impressed
he can't jump in here unless Jen's there helping him actually sign on anyway. So that's not going to happen.
This is how crazy this circle is between Amir, Rocky, and now Kinkin. They call Amir the Penguin. So imagine all of that.
I don't know. Who's the Joker then?
I don't know, but I'm not. That's above my pay grade. Even
I don't know what that means.
Oh, Amir's loving it right now too.
Yeah, that's cool, man. No, Rocky's a good guy, man. I like Rock, man. I battled with him for half of my career almost.
Here, I'll show you that. There's Amir right there. Amir's with the thumbs up. Kane, that's Amir. Amir, you're getting a little love right there. That's Mark Ottenshot from Utah. Mark's another Treasure Coast baller. But Amir, there's your 5 minutes of fame. Enjoy that. Kane said your name a couple of times. Maybe I think you should have a new favorite, because I don't think Rocky's ever said your name like this. So, Amir, good job with the thumbs up.
No, you make a good point, Suds. You make a good point.
So, but before we let you go, Kane, anybody, besides E over there, E, we love you. Anyone you want to thank?
Well, actually, I do want to make a little bit of an announcement here.
Whoa, another one.
No, it's not anything real crazy, but I have a new sponsorship with Papa Nichols. from Chicago.
Whoa! The coffee.
Awesome.
Obviously everybody knows how much, he's done for this Chicago stop. And I was very fortunate enough to, get connected with him. And so I'm really looking forward to that relationship building. So this is really a cool opportunity for myself.
Awesome.
And I feel like Racketball and obviously, and so thank you very much for that. And then I just actually I did cryo for the first time today.
Oh, wow.
Is that like
Never.
that? I got to hear about this. So that's the getting the thing in coldness.
Yeah, they got gloves and socks and right. I've done cold plunges.
Do you have a video? Can you send me a video or pictures
I don't
or
have
something?
any video. No, I don't have no video. But anyways, so his name is Colin Raymond, and I just got connected with him, and it's oasiscryo.com. And if you're in the San Antonio area, go check it out. It's more than cryo. They got everything, infrared saunas. They got all the stuff. He's a really nice guy. And he's so nice that I met him today, and he put on his website a 20% discount if anybody uses the code Kane, if you want to go. So anybody locally, all you racquetball guys listening, go support this guy. He is awesome. Really nice guy, willing to help me and Erika out and help me with my body to keep going and playing as much racquetball as I can. So, please go support him.
What's the name of it?
It's oasiscryo.com.
Cryo.com. Okay. And
if you go on there, I guess if you order, you can put the discount code and just put Kane, Kane, and it'll come up. But yeah, go support him. He was a little family-owned business, real cool, and I want to support him.
That's awesome. There it is, right there
on the screen.
Yeah, go do it. If you're local, go do that. It's so important, man, because I love that, Kane. Like Papa Nicholas Coffee. Let's buy it. Leo, do we have that website? We got to show support and love to the people that show support and love our sport and keep Kane involved. Oasis Cryo right there. If you're in the area, just go do it. That's so cool. What did it feel like, bro? What was it like? Tell me. Like
it was interesting. So I'm used to a cold plunge, right? So you got like.
Do you do that? Do you do that? Do you do it?
I do it. Yeah. And I always thought that it was good, but sometimes it needs to be a little colder, right? Well, this is like you get in there and it's like nitrogen and like it's just like you're in there and you got like it's covered like this, and all I had was boxers, socks, and gloves on, and it's 3 minutes of I think it's like something crazy like 145 minus 145 degrees, and you just stand there and you get out and it just takes a minute or two to kind of like for your body to level out. But once it levels out and then you get out, man, you feel awesome. And it was the first time that I did it. And honestly, I would recommend it to people. So, I was really impressed with it.
That's super cool. I gotta try that. Yeah, I see Paola does that too pretty often. So we'll have to check that one out. All right, Leo, we gotta let Kane go. We gotta let him get back to E.
We dropped the papanicholas.com link in there, and if I'm not mistaken, they always honor that Racketball 50 discount.
Buy it. Drink. It's coffee. The coffee's incredible. We appreciate all the support. There's the promo code right there. Go do it. Go buy it. And when you do it, after you do it, Leo, what do you think? We can have a little contest. Maybe post a photo with your Papa Nicholas coffee. Tag us, and maybe we'll bring you on the show. We'll ask you about the coffee.
Yeah, and I'll sign something for you guys if you do that.
That'd be great. Yeah, go do it. papanicholas.com, and then also oasiscryo.com. Use that code Kane. And let's show these people some love that support our sport.
All right, broski. Kane, I'm going to let you go.
Time for me.
Don't give out your screen name, or do if you want. But hey, you know what? Maybe I need to buy an Xbox so we could do that. That'd be fun. We'll talk about it offline.
Let's go eat.
We'll have to do that. All right, Kate. What's up, Erika?
Let's go eat.
You know what? Now I got you. I got to ask you. What's this racquetball ride been like for you?
Oh wow. It's been a ride of emotions. A lot of good. A lot of just new experiences, and I love doing it with him and being supportive, and I've had to kind of adjust to things, but it's going. It's good. I mean, I really enjoy watching him, and I'm glad to see where he's come up so far, and hopefully it keeps going. And
Was it crazy for you in San Antonio there, especially in the semis and the finals when there was no place to sit down, there was no place to breathe?
I mean, it can be for somebody that really hasn't been in racquetball like me, it can be a little overwhelming sometimes, but everybody's so nice, and we're just laughing up there and kind of trying to be serious but laughing at the same time, and just having a good time and enjoy seeing everybody play. So it's good.
Well, E, you play a big part in his success. So keep doing whatever you're doing. Keep loving that guy. Keep supporting him. And like we talked about, you're getting the best version of him. So you guys are growing together, and Racketball needs him, and we love it. So keep it up. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Let's talk to you later. All right.
Enjoy your dinner.
All right, Kane. Enjoy. Go do your thing. And we'll talk soon, brother.
All right, man. Always good, man. I'll come on anytime you want. You know that.
Oh, I know. Yeah, we'll make it. We'll maybe let you have a show. We'll tell you who to have. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow night. All right, brother.
You know what? I want to be on the other side of this. Can I be on and start asking questions to other people too? I'd like that too.
Take your pick. You tell me you'll be a guest host with us.
I'll take
anytime. All right, we'll talk. Hey, we'll talk about that. All right, that's a great idea. All right, brother. Enjoy. Have a great night, and thank you.
All right, guys. We'll see you, man. Thanks.
All right, later. There is, Leo. We're going to take a quick break from another one that supports racquetball, and then you and I are going to close it out with Chewy and just kind of talk about a couple of things that that have been happening. Don't move. What's up, Chewy? All right, Leo, we talk about it. I'm going to let you take this lead. Tell everybody about what's going on. We just saw frankhotels.com, booking code SUDSY. What's the big news on the Frank Hotels front? Hey, you and I both representing.
Yes, there it is right there on your screen. We are super happy to announce that Frank Hotels is the title sponsor for the next 2 years for the IRF World Seniors Racquetball event presented by the National Masters Racquetball Association. The first event will be July 25th to the 28th at the infamous Glass Court in Lombard, Illinois. I can't tell you, I was shocked that the deal got done on both sides, but we all know how much Mark Frank and Frank Hotel supports racquetball. Said you know that as well. And this is big. This is probably the biggest announcement that we've had in racquetball, along with all the other things that we've done along the way. But to be the title sponsor of the IRF World Championships is huge.
Yeah, no doubt. We're super excited, over at Frank Hotels here, Leo, and you're on the team also. Mark, Frank, and I, we're doing everything we can to love the sport and give back to it. And Leo, you're part of our team. There's Mark right there. He's been, took about 30 years off, came back kicking ass. We got to get Mark on the show, but he wants to support the sport. Quite frankly, anything you see myself or Leo, even you doing now, if it wasn't for that guy right there, we might not be able to do it. And so, Mark, thank you so much. We're super excited. I got a lot of big life changes going on with the family. And Leo, you're a huge part of this. I mean, you put so much work into the racquetball side of Frank Hotels as well. We're looking forward to it. So you'll be there, Leo, and who knows, maybe we'll get some others out there.
Hey, we're calling on everybody. And the nice thing about this event is the NMRA and the IRF are joining forces on this one. So they're really trying to encourage more players. So with this new title sponsorship that we have, and Cindy Tilbury trying to recruit as many players as she can, they have lowered the age group to 30 plus, so we can get more players to experience this unbelievable event. So we're calling on everybody 30 plus. Make plans. It's on the
That's
website.
crazy.
You can go to internationalracquetball.com. That's how big this thing is. There's links to get to the R2 there, or you can go to nmra.info, or you can go to nationalmastersracquetball.com. It's very easy to find it. Get signed up. World Senior Racquetball Championships. Noel Callahan from Ireland is coming all the way from Ireland for this thing. So I hope we get to see a lot of people there.
Yeah, you can also go right to, you know what I do, Leo? Like, I'm not nearly as good as you are on R2. I go to R2, I go to event search, and in event name, I put Frank Hotels, boom, it comes up. So I guess R2, that's kind of how I get to it. Go to r2sports.com, go to event search, look for Frank Hotels. But yeah, thank you. We're super excited to be the title sponsor. And I think that's so cool, Leo. 30 plus now. They lowered it. That's wild.
30 plus. So yeah, Gary Mazeroff, thank you so much.
Veronica's eligible. She can play.
Is she?
Yeah, she's 32, man. She's almost in the Centurion if she gets a partner.
She want to play 2 mixed? I'll play mixed with her.
She would definitely play mixed with you. You're going to be there. You'll be out there. So yeah, we're excited. Can't wait about that. Go check it out. Go sign up now. Leo and I will be there. Beyond the Court will be there. Veronica will be there. Frank Hotels will be there. We'll be representing. We'll be giving away some free nights, but we also want you to come support us, and always use promo code Sudsy when you go to frankhotels.com because it helps Racketball. Leo, I got to do it, man. I got to talk about this right here. And I love when you talk about it. So,
oh, wow.
Just go for it, man. I want to listen to you.
You know, I'm that a picture says it all. A picture says more than a video. A picture is something that is going to last forever. And all those people in that picture, minus some that may have left early or, didn't make that event, me included, anybody that's ever been a part of Treasure Coast, whether it was in Vero Beach, Port St. Lucie, I tell you, you guys left your mark on Florida Racquetball. This isn't a goodbye, but this picture right here says it all. It captures the essence of what the Treasure Coast is. And man, I'm so sad that I couldn't make that event. I was in San Antonio. Otherwise, I would be right there somewhere in the back, probably standing next to Bailey or Keith or Mark. But look at you guys, to get everybody in there together and have a good time. This was the biggest Treasure Coast that the Florida people turned out for. We took too many. We knew it. But in racquetball, it's so hard to say no. And when the people started seeing that the event started growing and building, we were telling people, hey, we may have to start earlier in the day. Hey, we may have to start at 10 a.m. So congrats. You did it. You said what you were going to do. And that was the most important thing when you started these Treasure Coasts. It wasn't one and done. And we know how many one and doners have come and gone. But you guys did what you said you were going to do. You upped everything that you did, from the awards to the hospitality, which we talked about over and over and over. But the biggest thing that you did was the vibe. It was the family vibe. It was the friendly vibe. Wow. Unbelievable.
Don't get me emotional. Leo, you're a big part of it.
Again, I love
that.
Picture.
Leo, you were a huge part of this from event number 1. I reached out to you right away and said, hey, how do I do this? How do I make these events happen? You've run, a couple hundred events, and, you're part of that team. And yeah, this picture was actually taken Sunday. We're probably missing a good 30 or 40 people that were at the event, but it was just unreal. Thank you so much to all you ballers here in Florida. Love you all. You know who you are. I'm not going to go through all the names. We're not done. We're going to keep going. There's some people in there like Keith that are going to make sure these events continue. Leo is going to be part of it. We're going to be part of it. But man, yeah, I can get super emotional on that one. But we'll
Sunday.
say
That's a Sunday photo. How'd you get everybody to
That's a
smile like that on a Sunday?
that's like Sunday. Like we're almost out of there.
Oh,
Hey, check this out, Leo. This is the whole Kill Shot Racquetball crew that came in from Hotlanta. You remember we couldn't say no. Jimmy Land, Jaden Land, Ryan Carter, Dez right there leaning down. Don't forget that dude.
yeah.
Homeboy won the elites right there. Guess what? My man's going to be making he's going to be taking names, doing well. That dude can play. He's a baller. And
Cashing checks and snapping necks.
it was awesome. And the focus, I love it. I absolutely love it. But Leo, I got to tell you, see this right here? You know what that is?
Oh, yeah.
You want to talk about the mark that left?
Yeah.
That's the beginner. That's the beginner crew right there. There's Veronica in the middle. And in event number 11, she said, we're going to do a beginner division. And we only had 3 players. She turned 3, and we turned 3. And Beatrice, right there on the end with the white tank top, she was a big part of it. She's a player's wife, a sponsor's wife, Edgar Martinez. And the energy, the passion, and the vision was there. And it can be done. It could be duplicated. It could be replicated, not just nationwide, but worldwide. If you run events, you can start a beginner division and you bring the energy, you tell them and show them the benefits, and you go from 3 to 7. And I'll tell you what, next one I do, I'm going to go to 15, Leo. Leo Wu, by the way, in the middle there, he's our champ 2 times. So Leo's out of the beginners in the blue shirt right there with the racket hanging, leading the charge. But to all of you beginners that brought so much energy, so much excitement, the crowds were watching it. I mean, Leo, it was just, you told me, you said you heard it.
Yeah.
We were on the phone. You were watching the live. And that group right there, from left to right, Maria, I think she's 13 years old. Then you have Beatrice, you have Ashley Nolan, so Maria on the end, far left, right, from your left to right. Maria is one of the kids of one of our ballers. Then you have Beatrice, one of the wives. Then you have Ashley, one of the wives. Leo's a friend. Then you have Scarlett, who's the girlfriend of Landon Frank, Mark Frank's son's girlfriend. Then, of course, Veronica. Right there, Benny, he was there, Leo, at the event, the one that's next to Veronica. And she added him in to be able to play, to compete, because we didn't want to tell a beginner he can't play. We entered him when it was like halfway through the event, but we're like, you're a beginner, you're in. And we just added him. Of course, Caden right next to me, man. You want to talk about passion? Caden, you know what Caden did? He was awesome. Caden, he's a racket smasher. I had to have a little chat with him.
Yeah.
I said, Caden, been there, done that.
Yeah.
I said, you don't want to do it. And it was awesome. So those were our beginners. What an amazing event. What an amazing division. We love it. And we're just so proud of all of them. So we're looking forward to event 13. That'll come out later. What else you got, Leo? We got to get going here.
That's it for me. Hey, I want to thank everybody for, oh man, I love that kid. Look at that shirt too.
You make them for kids too, huh?
Baller for life.
Contact Leo. We'll get you. We Are Racquetball from. There's Jules doing a thing. She was sick there, strep throat.
Oh, I can't even tell.
Yeah, we didn't know, but yeah, that's it's a beautiful thing, Leo. So go ahead, bud. Sorry.
No, hey, thanks to everybody for tuning in and watching. I know we try to keep these shows down, but hey, when you have a stellar lineup like we had, I mean, we had the champions from the battle at the Alamo in San Antonio. So thanks to all our guests for coming on, Maria, Rick, Kane, and of course Erika. It's always good to hear from them. Before I forget, super important for me to thank Shelly and Mark for my coffee. I don't trust my neighbor. Well, I don't trust the post service around here, so I have to have packages delivered to my brother. so I don't get to go over to his place as frequently as I should. But thank you, Mark and Shelly, for the coffee. It's awesome. I love it. You guys know I'll be drinking it. And thank you, Frank Hotels. You guys know I love rocking my team. There they are, Mark and Shelly. They're fabulous people. They're family people, and I love them. They're awesome. And let's see who else. I want to thank Jim Heiser, Coach Fran Davis, my family, my sister, my brother, and sister-in-law for watching my dog Chewy. You guys know I've been out on the road, and you and Vero, especially for keeping me into this. It helps keep me in the game, whether we're out live streaming or whether we're doing this show. Thank you guys. I want to thank the fans, everybody I saw in San Antonio. Thank you. You guys come up and said, we love watching you and Sudsy online. When are you going to do another show? And that makes me feel good. That makes me keep wanting to do it, because sometimes I don't even know if it's worth doing this anymore. We got to set this thing up. I got to sit here for, 2 hours, and Chewy's already chomping at the bit and he's ready to go out. But, and lastly, I want to thank my biggest supporter, my mom. Thank you, Mom. You always share, you like, you comment, you follow me, everything that I do. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. Suds, another show in the books.
Yeah, Leo, well said. Thank you so much. Thank you for your dedication, your passion, your love for the sport, and being part of this. Of course, our sponsors, Frank Hotels. I couldn't be doing this without you. KWM Gutterman, Keith Miner, everything you do. God, what you're doing for the sport right now is basically keeping it alive at the competitive level nationally. Yeah, you're keeping so many players doing what they're doing. So thank you. And of course, all the players and the fans and the ballers. You're amazing. We love you. You keep us going. Leo and I, it's been a minute. We'll try to get back out here. Unfortunately, we didn't have Simone tonight, but maybe we can bring Simone back at some point. And we'll do all we can. Of course, our guests, like you said, it was awesome. We had Maria Vargas tonight. We had Rick Bernstein. We had Erika Manilla. We had Kane Waslenchuk. And of course, we had a little cameo by Erika. And, we appreciate you guests for taking the time and coming out here to spread the racquetball love. My family, I got my kids, Jules, Mateo, I love you. They were been quiet now for over 2 hours. It's impressive, not easy. But I got to thank Abu. Their grandma's here, and she's been amazing and an amazing help. Thank you so much, Abu. I know Leo's a fan of Abu. That's okay. We'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get to that later.
He's awesome.
And of course, Veronica, my love, I love you to death. I'm not in racquetball today. All of you that, thank me and send me these incredible messages, make sure you message her, because without her, I'm probably not here either. And I love you, babe. You're the greatest. You make me smile most about racquetball more than anyone in the world. So thank you. I love you. And we'll see you soon. Leo, we don't know when we're going to come back out to do another show. We don't, quite frankly. I might be in a different state when we do that. But if you're interested and you want to reach out, we are always interested in having some sponsors to help us make this happen. You can reach out to Leo directly or me, and we'll continue to do all we can. All right. Have a great night. We love you. We love racquetball. We are racquetball. There is no more indoor, outdoor, Chewy. It's racquetball. All right. Chewy, give us a little bark. Can he? Maybe a little.
He's going to give you a walk. He's ready to go for a walk.
Get him out there. I got to go for a walk too, but we won't talk about that. Love you all. We'll see you soon on Beyond the Court or sooner. Have a great night.